Have you started your business because you really deep down wanted to help people? You've got something, some knowledge. Maybe you've experienced something in life that you've turned around and you really want to get out there and help people. And you've been doing your business for a couple of years, but you haven't helped a whole lot of people. Well, that's many of us entrepreneurs. And that's why today I have my friend Mary Jo Rennert here. She is a divorce recovery coach. And we were talking recently, and she shared with me what she experienced, I guess, pretty recently this past year.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Mary Jo, can you share with us a little bit about the early stages of your business when you decided, I've been through this horrible divorce, I've turned things around, and now I want to help other women too. So how did getting into your business, what were you doing?
I was working for a not-for-profit for a year following my divorce, and I had planned on retiring. So when I did retire, I spent the following year, year and a half writing a book, and that was to help other women recover from divorce. This is a club I never thought I would belong to, and so it was all new for me, but I did discover some really helpful processes on my own recovery. And I wanted to share those with other women. I had this naive thought that writing a book would get it out there. And, the fact is, a book is wonderful, but it's like an expensive calling card. Um, and people kept encouraging me to coach. So I went on, became a certified life coach and grief recovery coach, and started this journey to develop the skills that would allow me to pass this knowledge effectively to other women to help them heal. So it has been a journey, like you said.
Yeah, and but a couple of years into it, and I think you had said something to me. It was around tax time. Maybe it was a couple of tax time. Maybe a couple of years in a row. That okay. The first year you're like, okay,
Yeah, this requires an investment. Anytime you take a new direction, anytime you start up a new business, a new venture, you expect to invest, right? So I invested in myself, and I kept thinking of this as, okay, if I were going to go back to college and get a master's or an advanced degree, I would be investing in myself. I would be spending some money. And so it didn't bother me. I took courses. I've learned to do all kinds of things, digital events, speaking, the coaching program, the grief recovery coaching, and building this skill set so that I could help other people. And yeah, 2 years in a row, tax time comes, and I'm operating it as a business, so I'm looking at business deductions, and I went, "Ooh, we have a lot of deductions." Good news, we have a lot of deductions. Bad news, we don't have a whole lot of income.
yeah.
Um, so I realized that I had to reach a point where, yes, I was filling up the cup and developing all the skills that I needed to do this, but I did need to do it. I needed to implement. And, I think I want in the back of my mind, the curse of the entrepreneurs, this term is coming up. So I'll just say it. As an entrepreneur, and this isn't my first rodeo, I'm enthused about all kinds of things. I love to learn. I love to meet new people. I love to put new things into practice. But, the follow through is the really important thing. Implementing all of those wonderful skills that you're developing. And, um, it's all about acquiring and retaining clients.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line. No matter what we're doing as entrepreneurs, it's in one way or another about acquiring and retaining clients. And I reached a point where my calendar was so filled with appointments to learn more, to be with this group, to be with this group, to that I did not allow myself the time that it required to put in the work to do my business. And I'm not alone in this. I've talked with a lot of other entrepreneurs who have kind of gotten themselves into the same situation.
And where did you feel that you were headed for? It's something that you had mentioned to me. It's
I
one thing to, you say, well, I have a lot of expense and everything, but inside, like, what did you feel that was going to happen to you?
There is a certain element of fear that comes into that. Like there's an overwhelm. There's a sense of, oh my gosh, I have to make this happen. There's a lot of pressure. There can be anxiety. There can be even burnout. And I knew I'm in for the long haul. I knew that it at a certain point, it became very obvious and very important to me to pull back, take an honest look at my calendar, at where I was spending my time, my money, and what was I doing with that? Because I don't want to burn out. I want to be effective. What I do is important. What I do is valuable. What each of us is called to do is very valuable. And it is so easy to give it all you've got and be busy without being terribly effective.
Well, and how were you feeling and thinking when you thought about all the women out there that are probably waiting for you?
Oh my gosh, I had no idea how much pain. I was married for 44 years. Divorce was not even on my radar screen. I really had not gone through divorce with walking friends through that or anything. So it was a new experience to me. And when I realized the devastatingly high numbers of women and, of course, men who are out there who've experienced divorce, which is extremely painful, I knew I had to do something. I had to bring meaning out of my own situation by taking that pain and, making lemonade out of lemons, if you will. I really feel like that's my God-given call.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to steward that well. I have to steward it well as a calling, as a business, as what I'm here on this earth to do.
So how are you feeling now, Mary Jo, since you've had that realization, since you had that make it click moment? Um, how are things going for you? Are you finding more time? I shouldn't say making more time to
Yeah.
actually implement all the things that you've been learning and connecting with more women to actually help them. I would imagine that you're
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I've put into place processes to help me. I've recognized time blocking is important for me. I can uh, be a free spirit where time is concerned and allow my day to get hijacked pretty easily. Um, and that happens, I'm sure, not just to me, but to a lot of people, particularly when you're somebody who wants to help people. Sometimes that desire to help people can come at the expense of your own
Right.
time. And so me, I can better serve people, my clients, um, if I steward my time well, if I steward my energy well, if I recognize that it doesn't serve me or them for me to neglect myself as far as exercise goes and health and all those things. So
Right, and that's what we all have to remember too is, yeah, we can't just give all of our time to everyone else. Because we can't serve others if we're not taking the time for ourselves. Absolutely. Yeah.
right. And sometimes that seems self-centered and selfish, but the truth is we can't be the best version of ourselves and show up to help somebody else if we're not first making sure that we're in a good place emotionally, mentally, physically. Um, if I show up for somebody at a coaching session and I'm just like super low energy, I'm like not present, that doesn't serve them,
Yeah.
which in turn does not serve me or my business.
Yeah. Well, this has been wonderful, Mary Jo. Do you have something that you would like to offer our audience?
I do. I have a short PDF kind of based on my book. It's called 7 Actions to Help You Heal, or 7 Actions to Help You Move from Broken to Whole, I think is the title of the PDF.
Yeah.
But this will give your listeners 7 quick things they can do when they have come through a traumatic situation, whether that's divorce, death, loss of a job, um, loss of a loved one, anything that is a traumatic situation. There are certain things you can do to safeguard yourself and to put you on a path to healing.
And where can they go to get that?
That's on my website. It's maryjorenert.com/free hyphen guide.
Okay, and we will put that in the comments on the social media when we're done here. Again, Mary Jo, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've enjoyed speaking with you, and I'm so glad that things are going better for you in your business. And you have a great day.
Thank you so much, Christine. It's been my honor to talk with you. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.